Hey Watchers, welcome back to the channel. I haven't made a lot of content lately, mainly because I just haven't had the drive to do it on something, and I haven't had anything really new or groundbreaking to put out. Not that my content is always groundbreaking, but since the new map came out now with Season 4 of Guild Wars, I wanted to test it out and show my defenses and take a look at some defenses within my guild. So I'm going to take a look at my defenses first. Closing in on 300,000 power for my teams finally, and I'm about 90 days in. I think I'm actually 102 days in. So we'll check out this first setup. And the big one here is I really like Baron as a tank because he just slows things down. He can't be killed by the assassin, the red girls, at least not quickly. And then Dahlia is really good in this setup. Arrogance obviously is still good. So would be Zilla 2, Valkyra, all those. So here's the other good lane for Dahlia. She's got multiple lanes you can set her up with. You could even set her up to hit the entry point if you've got her really strong, but I wouldn't do that. So just kind of setting up what I could do with this team at the crystal. I kind of liked the midpoint better because it slows them down more. But there is plenty of room if you have. So you basically got everybody centered on the spot in front of Baron. And everybody's pretty well protected. You get to protect your platform units really well with this map. That said, I have seen some folks in my guild already who leave their platform units out and you can just take them out with archers. But I prefer this setup so far. I think this is going to be the one that's going to win. I've got everybody hitting that lane right in front of Baron. So I'm anxious to see how well this is going to turn out. And obviously I took myself out of the central keep this time to test out this new map. So I'll head out of this one and then show you my second team. And really, my teams are based on having a fighter who has more than one square of attack range. So, and there are quite a few available. Rourke was free recently, as well as, who's the other guy that you get? Ain. Ain is free. So, I mean, you can do it with somebody. So let's take a look at this team. So I've got Isolde up front. And then I've got Anora, who's hitting that lane. I've got Valkyra hitting the lane. And then Maul, with his really good range, is also hitting that lane. So everybody, as soon as they hit Isolde, is going to be attacking that lane. In fact, Anora is probably going to ult pretty quickly and hopefully take out the first ones. But should I run her up here? I did a little bit of testing, and it looks like as they enter, archers are not going to be able to hit that spot where Anora is right now. So I'm going to change it over to this so that Maiden can heal just one more unit and see how this goes. And if it looks like Anora is getting destroyed before the fight starts, then I guess I'll change it back. Unfortunately, I won't know until for another week when things start because look, 7 days, 5 hours. So I'm going to go into the guild and I'm going to pick out a couple of difficult people. I'm going to hide their names to protect the innocent. So here's a couple of decent teams. So he's got his Olog. He's got Twin Fiend. He's got Zilla 2, who's kind of my nemesis here. And he's got Dahlia, which is the lane that I'm running Dahlia. So this is basically the team I'm running. So start off here with my uncommon destroyers. And Dahlia really does slow things down for ground units. So Twin Fiend, obviously, he's going to do some quick damage. He's going to take out that first uncommon destroyer. And facing the uncommon destroyers against mages is not the wisest choice, but I just didn't want to change up my team. This team is pretty strong for me right now. So I send the mages in, and then guess what? I get obliterated because I didn't do a very good setup here. I should have done the uncommon destroyer twice. And so fortunately, with this update, they also added a restart to friendly face-offs, which is really helpful. So I restart. This time I'm going to do two. I'm going to do back-to-back uncommon destroyers. The uncommon destroyers are probably my favorite demons, although the assassin girl, she's really good. So there goes my first. And then once I click 9, Right before 10, I'll go put up the second one. So the first one's going to get pretty well destroyed by that Twin Fiend and the Zilla 2. Second one's going to come in, and Zilla 2 is still ulting, but that means for the Assassin Girls, she won't be ulting. So I'm going to go ahead and drop them in there. And here things go. So that Uncommon Destroyer is getting pretty well destroyed. He's gone, but the Assassin Girls are coming in, and nobody's got an ult left. So take out that O-Log, if I can. Okay, go ahead and bring in my archers, because now I can take out that Twin Fiend. Hopefully I take out the Zilla 2 with these 2 girls. These 4 girls. Got them. And Dahlia's still a problem. The archers are gone, though. I can go ahead and use my air units, and I got this one done. Go ahead and bring these guys in. I like these robot-looking ones. I don't remember their names. I did recently pick them up in Guild Boss. But that's it. Took that one out pretty well, but I felt like that was a pretty decent defense, especially with Dahlia. I like Dahlia in this map. I'll go into his other team, and he also is running a Baron. And who's that with the wings? I think that's Helga. Yeah, I think that's Helga. He's got Maul. Very similar to my team, actually. And he's got the sniper healer guy, and I think that's Vierna. So run the back-to-back Uncommon Destroyers. It seems like that gets the timing between ultimates really well when I run back-to-back Uncommon Destroyers to start, and then I run in the Assassin Girls. So the first one is almost dead, and Maul will finish him off. There's Sharky that eats him. So instead of the Assassin Girls this time, though, I go ahead and go with the air units, the legendary air units, and because I want them to get through Baron. I believe they triggered him, and they're going to ignore Vierna, but they are going to take out Helga. They took out Maul, and they took out the healer unit. So now... Oh, and then they took out Baron, they turned around and took him out. So... Or maybe the Destroyer did. But I'll send the girls, the Assassin Girls, and Vierna. The only risk here is that she might take them out, but not going to happen, so I'll just send people through. So, again, I feel like that mid defense setup is pretty strong. Obviously, if this guy was a bit stronger, he's level 58, and he has 2 really good defenses, so he's a pretty decent player. He just doesn't quite have the power, or I at least have the power to be able to take his team. So I'll do another opponent who has a bit more power this time. I think he's averaging 400,000 for his teams. So looking at this one, he's huddled around the back. He's got Valkyra. He's got Paredes. This one's going to be a tough one. He's got Vierna. Vierna's not terrible, but this one's going to be a bit tough. So I go into this one. I'm going to drop the Uncommon Destroyer and start taking damage immediately. Let it tick up. Drop up the second Uncommon Destroyer. Once I tick past 9, go ahead and drop him in. This map is going to be interesting because it's going to be slower. You have the same time limit, but it's going to be slower than the previous regular map. So you're going to have to move pretty quickly and have your strategies pretty set, or you're going to run out of time. You're going to see here what happens to me. So then I'm going to send my Assassin Girls. The first Destroyer is gone. And looking here, am I going to get the Assassin Girls passing that Destroyer? And it looks like not. Got my 10 up again, so I'm going to send the 2 legendary air units. So we hit the Valkyra with her ult at the wrong time. But I send the legendary air units, and hopefully I will be able to get through. Because I was able to take out the Constants, was able to take out the... actually, just the Constants. But I should be able to work through them now. And Valkyra's gone. Paredes, not quite. Paredes took me out, but hopefully these archers are going to take out Paredes, and then I've got it. And they did. So, of course, with Paredes, the lightning still strikes after he's dead, and I still take that one. So I feel like that setup huddled around the back was also pretty good. I think it would have been... I mean, it was strong. So I'll face this other team now. He's got a Nora back here. I'm going to go ahead and start off because he has 2 exposed platform units. So I'm going to try and take them out right off the bat. So Anora's going to ult, but I take the first one, and I take out Anora. before the ult takes effect, because remember, hers is not immediate. The dragon has to go up and then come back down. So Zilla 2 takes out the archers, but I got their 2 ranged units out of there. So now I'll start sending the uncommon destroyers. And I do apologize for maybe the sound going out of sync a little bit here, as I try to integrate the sound with smaller sound files, but then sometimes I forget and I keep rambling on for a while. So I'll send the assassin girls, try and get through the tank, and then try and get through the Zilla 2. If that happens well, go ahead and send the legendary air units, and still not through the tank. So still hoping I can get through them, but now I'm through. It looks like the Zilla 2's gone because of the uncommon destroyer, and then we take out the tank and we make it through. So yeah, it's a big mistake to put your platform units out there in those 2 spots. In any case, hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.